Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than our brother Imam Edward. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
This means a lot to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. We thank Allah for you being a recurring guest, giving us enlightenment, knowledge, information, wisdom, and understanding. So we thank Allah for you and your family. Shout out to your family as well. And shout out to the whole DC, shout out to the Redskins and the go-go music and everybody holding it down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Um, all right. And people bear witness already in the comments. Okay, great. The first question that we have for you today, sir, is I saw a post that you made on Facebook, and I want to read it verbatim. So make sure that we get this is what you posted. You said, "This is your brother who came to see you yesterday in 1992 at a maximum security behind the wall at Lorton. We were both serving, you were both serving lengthy sentences. You were a young bull, but he had been in there longer than you. He came to prison in 1989 and you came in 1991. This is the first respectable young man that you met. He had a lot of humility, and I'll just let you tell the story. Why is that so important that you posted that picture and that story, sir?
Because he impacted my life. When I got charged as an adult at 17 years old, and I was sent down Lorton and being locked up. I was young and I had been hearing stories. Man, they be raping people. This happened, and so I'm still a youngin. So coming in, he was real respectful. He's yes sir, no sir. He would go to commissary and ask people, I'm going to commissary. Do you want me to buy you something? And he would ask people that he doesn't even know. And to
Mm,
me, I felt like in that type of environment, people will always want you to buy them something. Always, they're gonna try to get out on you and get over on you, and that creates problems. That puts you in a space where if they don't realize that you're being respectful, they feel like they getting over on you, and that's gonna make you do something to somebody.
yes, sir.
And so he told me, we should always carry it like that because then if we in a space where we have to do something to somebody, we always are justified. And so that as a young brother, that taught me how to walk.
Mm. All praises to Allah. Alhamdulillah. Beautiful. Excellent. All right. Well, I thought that was a powerful testimony that you posted on Facebook. And those of us who watch your Facebook, learn so much about your activism that we'll go into. We're going to go into your knowledge and intellect right now and your study of history and, of course, of the Holy Quran. But I wanted to ask you, what is your social media so people can find you, reach out to you on Facebook and stuff?
Edward James Ford, uh, and on Instagram, Rock Me Amadeus DC.
Okay. Yes, sir. Holding it down. One of your posts that you made said that the Holy Quran is the best book you've ever read in your life. That's a very profound statement. Why is that?
Um, when I first accepted Islam in 1993, and I was studying the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and of course, studying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And you would hear the minister say that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Master Fard Muhammad gave him 104 books to study. And he said out of the 104 books he had to study, the best book was the Holy Quran, right? And as a Muslim, we say that cliche-ish, right? You don't really believe that. You don't really believe that's the best book.
Yes, sir.
So after I got to studying Arabic, I've been studying Arabic for about 10 years or more. And there are nuances that exist in Arabic that doesn't exist in English.
Mm,
And so there are linguistic miracles that exist in Arabic that doesn't exist in English. So being able to study those linguistic miracles, it's just amazing to me. And it made me say, how did Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam 1400 years ago know some of these things and he couldn't read and write?
mm,
So,
mm.
so, so that was amazing to me. And it concretized my faith. It made me stronger as a Muslim. It made me stronger as a believer. And it made me stronger in my faith in Minister Farrakhan.
Beautiful. You were teaching, brother ma'am. Okay, there we go. We got this person got to go. All right, and thank you everyone who was watching and showing love to the People's Podcast. I wanted to ask you, sir, what you the breakdown, Arabic breakdown you just did when you said Prophet Muhammad. Could you clear that in English for us? Could you let us know what that means?
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yes,
All the
sir.
peace and blessings of Allah be upon him.
Okay,
Um,
great. Yes,
yeah.
wonderful. And I want people to know that if you all would like to, if we would like to learn Arabic, Arabia, and learn how to break down things in the same way that our brother Imam does, how can we reach out to you, sir, to get you to teach us?
You can reach out to me via social media, or you can send me an email at brotheredwardx@gmail.com.
I am encouraging all of us to make sure that we expound our wisdom and our knowledge and our understanding of languages, but especially Arabic. This is something great, and our brother offers it a wonderful service. And let's support him, and let's make sure we tap in. I want to deal with uh, Prophet Muhammad. Everything you just said, peace and blessings upon him, but in English. But I'm saying I'm not saying it the way you just said it. But yes, sir. I wanted to ask you. You're saying that the Prophet did not know how to read and write, yet 1,400 years later, we speak about him and reverence him over a billion people. Uh, why is that?
I just think that for me, I'm amazed at how the Quran was revealed over a period of 23 years. And there's some things that were revealed to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that him nor his Sahaba, his companions, ever elaborated on. And
Mm.
there are features that now we're able to do computer analysis, data analysis, word counts and checks and we can look at the Quran as scholars now and see things that people 1,400 years ago didn't see.
Mm.
Case in point, what I'm talking about, the word yawm. Yawm means day. Maliki Yawmuddin, master of the day of judgment.
Yes, sir.
Yawm. The word yawm is in the Quran 365 times. It's 365 days in a year. So a person will say, oh, that's just a coincidence, right? That's what they say, coincidence. So my question for them would be, how many coincidences would you have to see for it to go out of the realm of being a coincidence into being divine? Because the word shatter means month, and shatter is mentioned 12 times in the Quran. It's 12 months in a year.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Now I wanted to ask you, sir. Um, thank you, and thank you to everyone who was showing love in the comments. I wanted to ask you my next question. How do we say Islamic law in Arabic? It is a name that I want to name one of my future daughters if I have one, inshallah. So is it Sharia? Is it Sharia? What's the correct way to pronounce the word?
Sharia.
Sharia.
But the ayn, but the ayn doesn't exist in English. So
Okay.
it's a letter, a halki key, a throat letter. So you got if you don't feel it in your throat, you're not saying it right. So
Okay.
Sharia.
Sharia. Okay. Good luck with me trying to get a woman to name my daughter that, but okay. Yes, sir. All right. So yes, sir. My next question is how can you explain to us the hadith? Why is that important? You just use the term, the Arabic term for companion or friends, prophet, or can you let us know why is it important? Why the hadiths are important?
Um, Islam is simple, right? We try to make it complex. Islam is simple. And for the critic who say, I don't need to study no hadith, right? I ain't reading no hadith. All we need is Quran. With that logic, and I don't have a problem with people having that logic, but with that logic, how do you make salat?
Mm,
The Quran doesn't teach you how to make salat. The
mm,
Hadith teaches you how to make salat.
okay, okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Um, all right, great. Okay, I don't know who that is, but yes, sir. Thank you, everyone who's in the comments showing love, and thank you to everybody who continues to show love to people's podcasts. Okay, so that makes sense. Now, the hadiths, what are they?
The Hadiths are like narrations of the Prophet, actions of the Prophet, things that the Prophet did that his Sahabas or his companions had wrote down, his
Yes, sir.
behavior, his mannerisms, his suggestions on certain things. Um, and it gives you the Prophet's humanity and divinity.
Mm, mm,
Because one time the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, somebody came to him and said, he was planting something. He asked the Prophet how he should plant it. So the Prophet told him to do it a certain way, and he listened to the Prophet, and it didn't yield any fruit. So he went
mm.
to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, oh messenger of Allah, I listened to you. And what I did, what you said, and it didn't work.
Yes, sir.
So the
Yes, sir.
Prophet looked at him and said, well, you got to listen to me on matters dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anything else you don't have to listen to me on.
Mm.
Think about that.
Wow.
The Prophet wasn't no farmer. He don't know nothing about farming. That ain't his wheelhouse. That ain't his lane of expertise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides him on righteous matters, but on like mundane matters, he's just a regular human.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's deep. I like that. I like that. Okay. Um, now who are the companions that are right that write the hadith that wrote the hadith?
Um, you had well, the companions didn't write the hadith.
Okay.
The companions, the hadiths were compiled later on by Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Abu Dawood. These are other
Okay.
people that
Okay. Okay.
came
Okay.
later. They
Okay.
weren't necessarily companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but they had wrote down what narration that a chain of narration that had been passed down from generation to generation.
Beautiful. Okay. So could one say that uh, we need historical primary sources of men of Allah's prophets and Allah's messengers, so that the people, everybody's story matters, so it can all, in the end, all the dots will be connected. That makes sense.
Yes, sir. It makes perfect sense. In certain surahs, as a student of Quran, as a student of Arabic, and as a Muslim, and a person who believes in teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I know we don't understand the Quran.
Mm.
I know we don't understand it. I believe we don't understand. I know we don't understand it.
Yes, sir.
Because absent context, how can you have understanding? It's impossible to have an understanding absent context.
Mm.
Context is key.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
give you a case in point of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Um, in Arabic is based on triliteral roots. Triliteral root is 3 letters. And if you know the triliteral root of a word, even if you've never seen the word before, Arabic is so precise and mathematically consistent. You can see a word that you've never seen, never heard, but you know the triliteral root. And based on
Okay.
this construction, you can predict with mathematical accuracy what that word means. You
Mm.
can have somebody stand in another room with an Arabic dictionary, and somebody standing beside you with flashcards, and you can predict accurately, so accurately that the people around you will get scared
Mm.
at how precise Arabic is. So the triliteral root, Jin Dal Lam, but I'm saying in English, JDL, not the Jewish Defense League. Jin Dal Lam,
Yes, sir.
JDL. That triliteral root means to debate. So anytime we see that sequence, Jin Dal Lam, we automatically know it's dealing with debating. So Jadul is the person who debates, the one who debates.
Okay.
How do you feminize the word in Arabic? Jadullah. That's the
Mm.
debating female. Muslim is the one who submits. Muslima is the female who submits.
Yes, sir.
Hakim is the one with wisdom. Hakimah is the female with wisdom. So Jadullah is a woman who debates, right? And you put mu on the front of a word, it lets you know this is a person who, this is what they consistently does, like Muslim. It's the triliteral root of Muslim is sin, lam, mean, or salam, means to submit. So the Muslim is the one who submits.
Okay.
Nafika, that means you go in one door and come out of another door. You put a mu in front of it, you committed to it. Munafik is a hypocrite. You come in believing, you go out disbelieving. That's why it's called munafik or munafikun. So jadu, mujadullah, that's the woman who debates, right? But in the Quran, the 58th surah, it's called mujadullah. Mulana Muhammad Ali calls it the pleading woman.
But it's a debating woman.
Right? But it's literally the debating woman. But absent context, you won't know what that means. So it was a lady, in Arab tradition, they had a custom called dihar. Dihar is when the Arab would tell his wife, your back is like the back of my mother. That means that we're done. We're not divorced, but we're done. Because if your back is the back of my mother, I'm never going to go to my mother's back.
Yes, sir.
So we're done. So when her husband said dihar to Qawla, she went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the next day because her husband tried to touch her. And she was like, no, you said my back is like the back of your mother. You can't touch me. So she went to the Prophet Muhammad and told him what her husband had said. And the Prophet said, well, it's not haram. Like Allah hasn't sent no revelation saying that he can't say that or can't do that. And so she going back and forth with the Prophet Muhammad in front of everybody. Even after the ayat has been revealed, don't raise your voice above the Prophet voice. But she going back and forth with the Prophet, like she don't agree with that. So she turned and said, Ya Allah, oh Allah. Like I'm a Muslima. I believe in Islam. And this is why Suratul Mujadala was revealed. Surah 58. In response to her. Matter of fact, I want to read something.
Go ahead, break it down.
I want to read. I want to read something. Surah 58. The first couple of ayats deal with. I'm gonna read it to you though. It says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allah indeed has heard the plea of her who pleads with thee about her husband and complains to Allah, and Allah hears the contention of both of you. Surely Allah is hearing sin. Those of you who put away their wives by calling them their mothers, they are not their mothers. None are their mothers except those who gave them birth. And they utter indeed a hateful word and a lie. And surely Allah is pardoning, forgiving. And those who put away their wives by calling them their mothers, then go back on that which they said, must free a captive before they touch one another. To this you are exhorted, and Allah is aware of what you do. But he who has not the means should fast for 2 months successfully before they touch one another. And he who is unable to do so should feed 60 needy ones. That is the order, that you may have faith in Allah and his messenger. And these are Allah's limits. And for the disbeliever is a painful chastisement. Now, absent that history and that context, how does that surah make sense to you?
It doesn't.
Your wives are not your mothers. That don't make no sense absent context. And we've been reading this every Ramadan, and we just gloss over it and say, Alhamdulillah. Right. But you don't understand. And from understanding gets a strength in our deen. It's called Asbabun Nazul, the purpose of a revelation. If we understand that this the Quran was revealed over a period of 23 years.
Yes, sir.
13 years in Mecca and 10 years in Medina. And Medina surahs have features and characteristics. And Mecca surahs have features and characteristics. And as we read we'll read, it'll strengthen us because our understanding be there. It'll make more sense as we read. Case in point, in Mecca, there was no community. They was fighting against the Quraysh, and they was hiding, and they was being
Okay.
persecuted.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
so
sir.
when a Mecca surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha and nasu, O people, right?
Yes, sir.
Ya ayyuha and nasu, O people. And then in Medina, they do have a community. They organize. They got a state. So it's Ya ayyuha alafina aminu, O you who believe.
Mm.
So Mecca surah say, "Oh people." Medina surah say, "Oh you who believe."
Okay. 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 He's breaking it down.
So anytime we read in the Quran, "Oh you who believe," we automatically know what? That's a Medina surah.
Mm.
Anytime we see "Oh people," we automatically know that's a Mecca surah.
Mm. Mm.
So context is key. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, you teaching, really, ma'am. And Ross North says, all praises to Allah. Thank you very much. And to everyone who's watching, the person with the thing, we love your positive interactions with us. And if you want to communicate with any of the guests or be a guest, just put your name in the comment. You will bring you right on. It's no problem. And I always ask the guests to give their information. So if you want to communicate with them, that's possible as well. Do you believe that the Muslims um, of course, we know we want to make Hajj and go to Mecca, Blackstone, beautiful. Medina as well. Do you think that we should visit Medina as well? Because not the Medina. Should we go to Medina as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know what's funny? In the Quran, the word Yathrib is mentioned one time.
Mm.
Yathrib. Yathrib is the original name of Medina.
Okay. Okay.
Um, when the Muslims left Mecca and went to Yathrib, the people of Yathrib accepted Islam, and
Mm.
they changed the name Yathrib to Medina to Nabi, the city of the prophet. Medina means the city. It's an abbreviation, but it's really the city of the prophet. But they just call it the city, Medina.
Yes, sir.
And in the Quran, one of the Muslims was when the Quraysh came and confronted the people in Medina, they were scared. They were scared, and one of the hypocrites said, "We got to go back to our home, old people of Yathrib, right?" And Allah revealed in the Quran that they was hypocrites, and it's so subtle that just by the reference of Yathrib, let Allah expose them as hypocrite, because
Mm.
when the Muslims came there, Yathrib doesn't exist no more.
Mm.
The name
Mm.
of the city is now Medina.
Yes,
So for
sir.
you to refer back to it as Yathrib means you want to go back to your old ways before the prophet came. And Allah used that to expose them in the Quran. So it's just like subtleties like that that just amaze me and mesmerizes me. And then like throughout the Quran, it's so much. I'm gonna give you another one. A palindrome.
Okay. Okay.
A palindrome. A palindrome is a word you can spell frontwards and backwards, like race
Correct.
car,
Yes, sir.
bob, kayak. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Rabeka fa kabir. Rabeka fa kabir. The first sound you hear, Ra, Beka fa kabir. The first sound is R, or in Arabic, Ra. Rabeka fa kabir. The second sound, or the last sound on the last word, Rabeka fa kabir, is also a Ra or R.
Yes, sir.
Rabeka fa kabir. Rabeka, the second sound is a ba or B. Rabeka fa kabir. The second last sound is also a ba or B. Rabeka fa kabir.
Yes, sir.
The third sound, Rabeka fa kabir, is a calf or a K. Rabeka fa kabir. The third last sound is also a calf or a K.
Yes,
Rabeka
sir.
fa kabir. So Rabeka is a palindrome, but it's a palindrome that expresses a complete thought, which means glorify and magnify only your Lord. So show me another palindrome in another language that expresses a complete thought.
Mm. 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 You teaching, but man, you teaching. People are saying good information. All praises to Allah, beautiful. And this is one of the reasons that we have, you know, illustrious guests like our brother Imam Edward come on the People's Podcast. We have a brief 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of People's Podcast. We are grateful for every like, share, and subscription. Thank you to every super chat, every anonymous cash app. We are truly grateful. We're coming right back to our guest, and I have some more questions for him on behalf of all the People Podcast affiliates. Thank you all from all around the world. Please let us know what city you are watching. The young girls all across the country. Sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ. My two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Excellent. 1 second. Here we go. As well as S Enterprise, barber and beauty products, a plant-based brush company. They have an amazing website, kosherwave.com with the K. Get your everybody who waves, beards, lineup, sideburns, everybody who got need a kosher wave, please reach out to them at kosherwave.com, 770-997-6000. Brother Jeffrey Searcy Muhammad, Sister Stephanie Lasan Muhammad, as well as our 18 and under youth who watch. Shout out to Sister Sabira from Chicago. All right. Excellent. My next question for you, sir, is there was I don't say it's like a prayer, but we used to say it when we were young at Muhammad University of Islam in Chicago, and I don't know it verbatim, but I knew it was kind of like a melody, right? I'm going to say the best part I can, but I want to know, is that a way that why do we have to say, why is it like a chant almost, is a way for us to remember it a little bit, but we said, Walum you live, Walum you love, so cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that
if you look at 5,000 years ago on the
okay.
earth,
Okay.
and 5,000 years ago, ancient Kemet, right? They was like the top people on the earth. If you was from Kemet, you went to school in Kemet, you went to the university in Kemet, you were
Yes, sir.
considered somebody.
Yes, sir.
You were considered, that was like prestigious.
Correct.
1,400 years ago in Arabia, if you were a poet, that was like you were somebody. The poets were famous in the
Okay.
Arabian
Okay.
society. So the Prophet Muhammad, being the only prophet, he was illiterate. He couldn't read and write. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran to him in a way that attracted. Poetry was the top thing in the Arabian society. So Allah revealed the Quran in a way that gathered the attention of the people. And so when they heard him, they said, a poet has taught him, or he made it up. It's a strange thing. So when you read the Quran, it's like, it's enchantment. And you look at Kul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yulid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. It rhymes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say he Allah is one, he's all independent, he begets not, nor is he begotten, and there's none like unto him. And so that just was amazing how it was melodic, but it was divine at the same time.
Beautiful. Okay. See, now at least I know what I'm saying there, because we used to be saying that's like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going with it, but I ain't know.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Sirata al-ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. It rhymes.
Correct. Okay, you teaching. Okay. Wow, I never thought about it like that. All right, great. See, that's why I had to ask, because I wanted to know. I'm asking so other people who are ashamed to ask can know. All right, there we go. Boom. Everybody's not going to get some information. All right. My next question for you, sir, is I saw a post where you said there was in Arabic as well as English, but it said Clara. Of course, talking about Mother Clara, and it was an apartment building. Could you let us know the story behind that?
Clara Muhammad School. They had Clara, MUI. with the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1975, and of course, his son Imam Edward Muhammad took over. The MUI became Clara Muhammad Schools,
Yes, sir.
and so the Clara Muhammad School in Washington D.C. Became Clara Muhammad's Museum.
Mm.
It became a museum, and so it was a Muslim developer who they turned the museum into an apartment building.
Okay.
So it's called the Clara, and it has the Arabic, and it's named after Mother Clara Muhammad.
That's beautiful. Okay. See, I would never know this if it wasn't for you telling me this kind of stuff. So shout out to Mother Claire and them doing that. That's a powerful way to honor, the first lady of the Nation of Islam. Uh, all praises to Allah. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So man, and motivation for me, and the others, how we can honor our mother, the same way his family did theirs and stuff like that. That's great. I wanted to ask you about you made a post about Reverend Willie Wilson. Um, that's we want to give him flowers while he lives. Why is he such an important figure in Washington D.C. and why is he important to you?
Um, I told somebody this. I was at his church Saturday. We did and I was telling somebody that Allah has blessed me because I was in prison and in prison watching uh VHS tapes of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan
Yes, sir.
in DC at Union Temple Baptist Church.
Mm.
And I've been blessed to all of the people I used to look up to in jail and read their works. And I know them personally, and their phone number in my phone.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
I was just like, and so they had they gave us some breakfast as we was passing out toys uh, for those who are less fortunate, right? And they don't serve pork. That was my first time being in the church. They don't serve swine in the church. Reverend Willie Wilson teaches in the bottom of his church, he has like it's like an African American museum. Like they
Yes,
start with
sir.
the you in Africa, the civilization, we the mothers and fathers of civilization, then transatlantic slave trade, and it just evolved and it takes us all the way around to the Million Man March. It's just the evolution of us as a people. And I'm like, this is a church. Like this is what the church used to represent because back in slavery, the church was the community center. This is where we
Mm.
organized the slave rebellions at in the church. This is
Yes,
where we said
sir.
we're gonna run away at in the church.
Go ahead.
So he still keeps that tradition of the church being a beacon of light for our community. So I love Reverend Willie Wilson. And then we took Reverend Willie Wilson with a DC jail
Mm.
because I go up to talk to the inmates. And so when he came in there, he knew how to talk to our people. Like he a real servant of our people.
That's beautiful. Salute to Reverend Willie Wilson and his entire family and the congregation. Everybody go watch the interview I did with him. It was phenomenal. I learned a lot about him. Uh, Man, and I was honored that he would allow me to interview him. So shout out to Reverend Willie Wilson and his important, pivotal role in the Million Man March. Okay, yes, sir. I wanted to ask you. Oh, I saw you making the status about Rayford Edmond um, dying and just the culture, bringing awareness to the street culture in DC and things of this nature. When you see, you were talking about Alpo and name all of all the drug dealers and drug lords and people that like that. For you to be up in as you wiser, get up in age, been in prison, get out, and you see the people, these kingpins, or whatever people want to call them, the people who had influence and had money, drugs, and you see either they die or they serve life long terms in prison. Let's got to turn federal in order to get out. How do you keep hope to the younger generation when you see the cycle that's going on and on, and you were a part of that? When you see like you were in prison and you get out, and you were optimistic, you were always in the community, you never lost faith, though you see the end result back then and now. And how do you keep your faith when you witness such tragedy of street life?
Because as a young Muslim in jail, I was taught that our struggle was a divine struggle. I was taught that the victory has already been declared. I was taught all we just got to do is stay alive and keep on walking, keep on breathing. the victory is ours. Like it's a divine fight, and the battle is with Allah, and Allah that has declared that we are the victors. So I
Okay.
believe that. I was in a situation. Uh, we had brothers in the penitentiary. I had 15 to 80 years. That was my sentence, 15 to 80 years. And so with the 15 to 80 years, I was charged as an adult. I always had hope that I would get out. I would make parole. I didn't think I'm gonna do no 80 years. So there were people worse in worse situations than I. They had life. Their parole eligibility date said deceased.
Mm.
And these brothers was Muslims, FOI. And it was like throughout my 18 years incarceration, I've always met a Muslim brother that said, the devil can't give us life. He ain't got life to give. And I'd be like, okay, well, alhamdulillah, it's good that you feel that way and it keep you motivated. But all them brothers are home. Every last brother that had life that I was locked up with is home right now. So that's what I know we're gonna win. I know our struggle is divine.
That's powerful. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead, man. That's powerful. And shout out to everybody having faith and a lot of blessing you all to make it home. Beautiful. Um, all right. Okay. And thank you for your question. Wes Craven, the minister isn't speaking on any subject right now, but he has addressed all subjects. So you can definitely look on People's Podcast. I got a playlist that deals specifically with that right on the People's Podcast, sir. So we have a whole thing that you can go and watch to learn about that. My next question for you is, our brother Malik Zulu Shabazz, New Black Panther Party, when he was there, and you posted a picture of you on stage with him in the past, and you working on unity. Why is it so important that not just the unity between uh, the Muslims and the Black Panthers, but just the unity of all activists and all?
Because
Why is that important?
because it's like we hypocrites. We practice hypocrisy. We trying to get the youngins to unify and put the guns down and come together, but we not coming together. And we not coming together because we disagree on this point or that point when the Quran teaches that Allah will settle the matters in which we disagree. But we don't really believe that, right? So I spoke at the Million Youth March in New York.
Okay.
That we was in New York at the Million Youth March, and I spoke at the Million Youth March, and I was doing that because it was Dr. Khaled had passed, and the new Black Panther Party and the Nation of Islam had this kind of unspoken friction. You ain't gonna say it, but it exists, and so I was trying to be the buffer between that and and I was taking some heat, like people whisper, "What, you a Black Panther?" And I'm like, no, I'm a Black man. I believe in the unity of Black people. I believe that all of us are, like this, like all of us are Black people, and we should be able to come together. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a unifier,
Go ahead.
and if we follow his example, he not a unifier with people that he don't agree with on everything. They don't agree with him on everything, but it's all love, and that is our example. And so it was like, when do you follow Farrakhan's example? Never. So I was on that. I was on trying to promote unity and preach unity. And it's funny that you would say that because when Malik Zulu Shabazz wrote that book, the Book of Khaled, I didn't like that. I knew it was gonna have a negative effect, right?
Mm.
And I think that we should document our history, but I believe that you could love Minister Farrakhan and you could be a zealot and a fanatic for Minister Farrakhan and still love opposition. If you believe, right, because then I'll show you the mirror, show you that you really don't believe. Because Elijah said, through him, I'll get all my people.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so I guess you're gonna ask, well, then we got to, what does all mean?
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
don't really believe that. You don't really believe that. And if you do believe it and it ain't no spook God, how is it gonna happen?
Teacher.
How is it gonna happen? How are people who disagree gonna come together? We don't have to See, black people believe we don't believe in unity, we believe in uniformity. If you ain't got no suit and bow tie on, you ain't nothing. If you ain't got no Black Panther hat on, you ain't nothing. If you ain't got no kufi on, you ain't nothing. You ain't got no dashiki on, you ain't nothing. We function. We say we follow. We say we follow the minister. We say we follow Salis Muhammad. We say we follow Dr. Khaled. We follow Willie Lynch.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh, I'm writing this quote down. We don't believe in unity. We believe in uniformity. You drive. You teach it. You teach it. Yeah, you teach it, brother. Man, you teach it. Okay, people were bear witness all around. Um, Thank you very much, Brother Wes Craven, and thank you to everyone who always shows love in the People's Podcast. Brother Duke, um, Sister Hopes, the Auntie, Brother Musa, Brother Kente, of course, Sister Miriam and Sister Naima. Thank you to everyone who always shows love all around the world. So I want to go back to the Million Youth March. So Dr. Khaled already passed at the march
Yes,
you're talking
sir.
about? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
man. May Allah be pleased. I expressed the same thing to uh, attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz when I interviewed him twice, but primarily the last time. I said, man, nobody loved a minister like me in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Nobody loved Dr. Khaled like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make
Right.
me, I don't know, y'all gonna make, I don't, yeah, you know what I mean? And in
Right.
music terms, I just did a podcast with my cousin, he's a teacher in DC, Nasser and Marvin out of Chicago, dealing with Kendrick Lamar and Drake type situation. And it's like I get beef and I get all people choosing sides and all of that, but you ain't gonna make Drake drop down from my Mount Rushmore rap. You ain't gonna make me think Kendrick is trash. So
Right. 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 Right.
you
Right. Right. Right.
know. So Eric, y'all can be
Right.
all. I'm not gonna make Drake. It's not gonna make me not listen to Drake music, and it's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. So people get upset and they just want you to. Yeah, I'm not. And the Million Man March, the majority of people who had these arguments went to the Million Man March and got to see Unity, Kappas, Pyrus,
Brother,
60s, you know
let
what
me
I'm
tell you
saying?
this.
Omegas, everybody coming together,
I was
black
teaching
power.
Black Studies. I was teaching Black Studies at Deanwood Community Center.
Mm,
And I think it was 2010 or 2011. And I went to the Malcolm X grassroots movement, the new Black Panther Party, the National Black United Front, uh, Minister Kadir, the Muhammad Mars #4.
yes, sir.
Um, I went to like 20, the UNIA. I went to all of the leaders, all of the national chairmen, the executive, this. I went to all of them and said the same thing. Man, we need you. You know, nobody else know what they doing. We
Mm,
need you. You got nothing motivates a person like their ego.
mm,
So I got all these guys in the same room. Brother Kadir said, how you get all these people together? Somebody they ain't seen since the Million Man March. I told
mm.
him the same thing. We can't do it without you. You the leader. We need your insight. Ain't nobody got no wisdom like you. I told all
Yes,
of them
sir.
the same thing, and all of them showed up. And we had 40 organizations. Alhamdulillah.
Because I just I want to see it. I pray I see it. I wasn't blessed to be at the Million Man March. That's before my time, and I just want to see. I want to know it's real that it can happen. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Yes,
know it's
sir.
real and it's happening. So I admire you and other activists who actively do it. You actively make an effort and are effective, and to see Malik Zulu comment on your page and other people. Everybody, it ain't that we all got the same enemy if everybody believed what we say we believe. So everybody just we move forward. Um, I want to talk about your YouTube channel. Can you let us know how we can subscribe? What is it, and what we look forward to, sir?
Man, this I need your help on. You the Mahdi, you the great Mahdi in this regard. You the great Mahdi. I need your guidance on this piece right here. I text you, told you, I said, man, I need you to help me build my YouTube page up because I got some information that I want to present to the people, to the community, and
Yes, sir.
but I don't know how to maximize social media. So
Yes, sir.
I need you in regards to that to help me. I don't even know the name is Edward. Edward is a student of the Quran. I don't even know how to tell you to go subscribe to my YouTube.
Okay, okay. We'll speak offline, but I'm sure we'll come up with something very catchy, something rhyming like the prayers and something. We'll put it together because it's needed. And what big into sports, and I was watching someone today talk about how the ratings in the NBA are down as far as cable and television, but they're up on social media. So they're trying to figure out how to do it. So more people watch their phone than watch the game. So it's a new, everybody's trying to figure how it all works out. So we can we definitely can work on it. And it's something I'm a student. I'm trying to figure out how to, people tell me they watch my channel who I never see comment, who I never like. I don't see it. I walk somewhere, they like, yo, I watch it. So we all trying to figure it out. So I definitely will, anything I can do to assist so that we can get people to go to your YouTube channel. We can continue to learn more. I'm Nation, baby. Been Nation my whole life, and I learned so much from you today that I didn't know. So we could always learn more, and we want to make sure everybody supports your YouTube channel. We'll come up with the name right away. Brother Ian says ASA. Let's hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Brother Ian, representing DC, always holding it down. No
Brother
Bama's
Ian,
allowed.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And okay, so here's the well, I had that as a talking point, but you already said it with the palindrome. I saw you make a status about that, about the words forward and backwards. So I already wrote that down. So now we got the YouTube channel. We are good to go. And he said, you his brother for life, Brother Edward. Thank you very much.
Likewise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, Brother Imam, until next time, inshallah, probably be back near Ramadan. But we need your help giving us context of the Quran, Holy
Listen,
Quran.
let me
That's
say this.
forever.
Let me say this to the believers. I hope they don't get offended by this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But I don't mean I'm saying this with humility. We have, on one hand, the black man God, the black man this, the black man scared to death to get some new information. The black man scared to, if you got the truth, right? If you got an invincible truth, why are you
Yes,
scared
sir.
to learn something else? Because you don't really believe you got no invincible truth. Why are you scared? It's like, do you know that a pimp tell a prostitute not to talk to another pimp? Do you know why?
Why?
Because he's scared if she talks to another pimp, the other pimp gonna get her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the prostitute get in trouble. She can't talk to no another pimp. So the religion game is like that. Don't read that. Don't study that. Don't. Why? If you got the truth and you know it's true, truth married the truth enhances truth.
Yes,
It don't
sir.
take away from you, but you scared. You got a fear because you ain't how you insecure in truth. That don't make sense. So they're like, well, I ain't studying Arabic. I thought it was your original language. I thought it was your original language. You scared to study Arabic because you think you would turn to a Sunni Muslim. How you gonna turn to a Sunni Muslim if the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad is true? And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that if you want to read the Quran, get the one in Arabic. What you scared of? Because you really don't believe it's true. You trying to uphold a status quo. No. The truth is the truth. And so I wanted to say that because I get a lot of people think I'm a Sunni Muslim. I had to tell somebody, brother, my mother was murdered when I was 14 years old. My father been in jail since I was 6 years old. I got shot 6 times. I got stabbed 6 times. There's nothing that can make me believe in a spook God. You'll believe in a spook God before me. I just wanted to put that out there. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, Malcolm, not the Malcolm I know. He ain't believe in no spook God, not the Malcolm I know.
Yes, sir.
The Edward I know, there's nothing can make me believe in no spook God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm saying as a student of Arabic and as a student of Quran, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is more pronounced in Arabic than it is in English. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And in the District of Columbia, most of my students or clients are Sunni Muslim. They know what I believe in. I don't get in debates. I don't have debates. I mean, I welcome debates, but I'm just in a space. I don't get that. They leave them alone. Yeah, I want all the smoke.
Okay, now and thank you for your great representation. I look at you like a rapper in a good way because I'm a fan of rap. I tell my dad the same thing.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm like, Dad, you just know you should, you just know you got to go when you got the 16 ready to go. You can just go. You know what I'm saying, like
Alhamdulillah.
that. And so I'm very respectful and I admire you, really, man. And
I
I
admire
want
you
to
too.
know, yes, sir, I wanted to know when you go uh to Hajj in Mecca, inshallah, whenever you're gonna go. I plan, of course, to go. My father's been multiple times, and I just want to I that's something I would like to experience with a brother like you. Uh, and we'll vlog it. You know what I'm saying? We'll record it. We'll people podcast live, and we'll work it out because I need your explanation of everything. I know it's a road that says believers, disbelievers. I hear all my dad. Talks to me, brother Elijah Shabazz from New York. He did a great job when he came on talking about Hajj and things like this. And I was like, okay, okay. You know what I'm saying? It really makes it practical and in a beautiful way. It makes me something I would like to experience. So just keep me in mind, brother man.
Yes, sir. And when Ramadan comes, inshallah, I would like to come. I want us to do something in Arabic. I want us to do like a presentation for the Muslims,
Yes,
just
sir.
so they can see. Like I guess we can make a commercial or something so they can see how Allah says in the Quran, "Walaqad yasarna al-Quran li-thikr." Surely we have made the Quran easy to remember.
Yes, sir.
So I want to show uh the Muslims because Allah, the pattern of Allah is whenever it's something that's for the people, He always give you an example that it can be done.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm a person that taught myself Arabic. I never went to school. I didn't have a teacher. Ain't nobody, hey, that's wrong. Ever do it this way. I ain't had none of that. I learned from trial and error. And I've been teaching Arabic. And so I have evolved into a space where I'm on 90% of the Quran vocabulary. So I got 10% more, and I would know the entire vocabulary of the Quran, inshallah.
Yes, sir. You teaching beautiful. And there is a brother. Well, okay, so I went to school. I'm so short. Went to school in Naperville, Illinois. That's where we lived outside of Chicago. Shout out to the Huskies. I'm always a rep where I'm from. And the Pakistani Muslims and the Iranians would go, the men, their junior year in high school. We all hooping. These people in our neighborhood. Da, da, da. I'm like, what happened to Maz? What happened to this one? What happened to Abu? What happened to this one? It's like they went to learn the Quran for a year, Quranic recitation, and they come back, finish school, do everything else, but they go for a year and they come and it was something I was like, whatever. But now looking back at it, I'm like, oh, that's the way for them to keep their culture, to keep the and that's just think there's something that I really admire that you can learn and that for my nephew and nieces, they can act like, oh, yeah, subscribe to Brother Imam Edward's page. So y'all can already catch it when y'all younger. So you want to be older and just learning what you know what I'm saying? I'm just learning the melody. They can actually know what it means at so I think that's beautiful.
We've been taught that the number 19 holds significance, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the word Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, that is composed of 19 letters in Arabic.
Okay. Okay.
It's not composed of 19 letters in English.
Mm,
So you can't use that in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, 19 letters. Then you get to count. Oh, no, it ain't. It's not. It's 19 letters in Arabic.
mm.
So it's significant in Arabic.
Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
palindrome is in Arabic. It's a linguistic miracle in Arabic. You
Yes,
can
sir.
experience the miracle in Arabic. Somebody can tell you about it in English, but you can't experience it in English, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And people are bear witness. Um, Raheem. Okay, so they learn about Arabic and Arabia and the original language. Thank you, Wes Craven. Thank you, Brother Raheem. And once again, everybody, please reach out to Imam Edward on his Facebook page, and we're going to get the YouTube. We'll take care of that by the next time, real soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Yes, sir.
So y'all can go and speak to him directly for any question and concern that you have for him. I am someone who big on names. Most of my names are based off movies or some characters that inspired me or something. I don't like that for my future children. How what is Joshua? I know it's Ibn, but like Ibn Joshua, the son of. But what's Joshua in Arabic? Like how do we say it? Is it Joshua or is like what's the thing with how is Joshua in Arabic? What we dealing with?
I don't know. You see, I know it
Okay.
ain't Joshua. I'm about to look it up. I'm about to
Yes,
look it up
people.
and
Yes, people be saying Yahshua and stuff like that.
that's
And I'm
Hebrew.
like, that's Hebrew. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody put me on. Because I
Yusha.
don't want to.
Yusha.
Yusha.
Yusha. Yusha is Joshua in Arabic.
Yusha. Okay,
I
so
just
he's
learned
getting
something. I just learned
okay.
something.
Yusha.
Yusha. I'll never forget
So
that again.
yes, sir. So Yusha's getting picked on, so I can't have my son named Yusha. So I can't have my son get put to the lockers at school. He mad because I named Yusha. All right. Well, don't worry about it. We'll hold it down. I got some more paper chase.
Say Yusha, you ain't hip to Yusha. That's future little brother.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, God dang it, my son. I'm trying to set my children up to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to set them up to win.
My sister name is Bayina.
Mm,
She's a year older than me. And when we were little, Bayina is actually a surah in the Quran. But when we were little, she used to get teased about her name,
mm.
Bayina. Her name is
Okay.
Bayina Sharif Ford. And
Mm.
Sharif is a man name.
Yes, sir.
I told her when I learned Arabic, I said, you know your name supposed to be Sharifa.
That's tight. Okay, that's tight. So your parent. I mean, we'll discuss offline, but that's good that they the strong name and gave her like that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm the only one with an old European name.
Yes, sir. Yes,
My
sir.
sister Aisha, Bayina, both Bayina Sharif, Aisha Sharif, and I'm Edward. Hated that name. I hated that name every time I've been alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand. Well, this is on that positive note. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Thank you again, brother Imam. Shukran.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Afwan.
everyone who's watching. Assalamu alaikum.
Take
Yes, sir.
care.
We love it. We love it. Here we go.